Shoulder, everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, you're doing it? I didn't know you were going to do it.
I was in the proper corner. I was just going to let it roll.
Go ahead.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. And I messed up right away. What's going on, everybody? You got me all flustered.
10 seconds in, we're off the rails.
Yeah, I mean, watching the intro, I'm like getting all hyped and shit, and I was like, man, I got this today, and then Dale just completely like throws me off my game.
I didn't know you got that tattoo and you were feeling it.
Hey, I'm ready to rock and roll, baby.
Getting all that internet love. Let's show that bad boy off on here.
Thing looks badass, by the way.
It is. I asked him if he'd be mad if I got the same one, and he told me I couldn't get the same one.
No,
Well, you got to get the head. You got to get the.
I said, well, actually, it didn't come. I was trying to do the talk to text, and it didn't come out right. I was going to say.
He was like, hell no. Like, hell no, you can't get it.
No, I meant like, hell no, I don't care if you get it. I said, then we would be twins. There'd be nothing different between you and me.
You didn't want to be twins. And I was like, I wore you on my body to the game yesterday because you weren't going. And I can't get a matching tattoo. That's just ridiculous.
I felt all the love yesterday.
It is badass. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I liked it just as the Tiger, and then it's like, oh, this motherfucker's doing more. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to get all of this is going to be all Bengals.
Is it all going to be black and gray, everything else, or are you going to get more color?
With little orange here and there, yeah.
So you're covering up what you already have?
Yeah, I'm getting this covered up.
That bad boy?
Yeah, because
I don't want the Punisher? What is that?
I don't want people to think I'm a gang member anymore. It says the Brotherhood, so.
Oh, God.
You got rid of your Harley, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
We're getting that one covered up. Eric can no longer remember his Sons of Anarchy.
Me and Chop are going to get the head together.
And I'm going to get the Houday right here, and then got to save room for the Lombardi, you know.
The Paul Brown Houday script?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I've showed Dale. I want that with the Leaping Tiger, the old, 68 logo.
Mm-hmm.
Leaping Tiger's badass in general.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah,
to match my Mr. Red Legs.
Somebody said Greg's going to be on here doing a victory lap. No, I told Greg take the day off.
Yeah. We don't.
He'll be on here
right
Monday. Now. I want
I bet his
perspective Monday.
I bet his hands are so sore from.
He's got rug burn on them things.
Exactly.
I mean, I thought he only had 2 catches because I left at halftime. Apparently, he got 2 more there in the third quarter that I missed. So
we did have 10 targets though.
Yep.
Yeah, he could have had his 10 catches right away and could have won already if he just kept the ball.
Yeah, I know. And I will give him the benefit of the doubt. Some of those targets were higher than what they probably should have been. He was having to jump and try to get those, but
yeah, I mean it's hard to do. Yeah,
my connection bad. It's saying I'm unstable, so I'm gonna
I think it's coming back.
Okay,
I'll restart. Just be safe.
Yeah, I'll give a recap of kind of what we'll be talking about today. I want to call this the good, the bad, and the ugly of last night's preseason game. You know, we'll talk a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, and then there were some absolutely trash. I guess you could call them plays.
Attempts at football.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Guys that are going to be working at McDonald's.
Yeah,
after training
exactly.
camp.
And guys that we think probably should be working at McDonald's, but will ultimately probably get a spot on the 53. Looking at you, Jackson Carmen.
Yeah, that was
rough.
If there was any competition, which there was never a true competition, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if there ever was, it's got to be over after last night. And Jonah won't even play a snap probably all.
Yeah.
That was the worst he's played at any position.
Yeah, and I do kind of get it a little bit with the him. You know, there was a lot of people that said that, like, towards the end of the fourth quarter, the second half, he thought he was going to be out and then got put back in. So maybe he did kind of shut down a little bit. But you've got to be able. You're a professional football player. You've got to be able to be ready at any given moment. But yeah, it was a little rough. He didn't look too bad at guard, I didn't think. But
he looked really bad at tackle.
Yeah, exactly. But the first thing I wanted to start off talking about before we get into the preseason game itself, before we really dive into that in depth, is Joe Burrow, man. What do you think of him out there, practicing, actually showing the people, hey, I'll be here week 1, don't you worry.
Yeah, man, I thought it was a good uplifting. Everybody's could take a deep breath. Finally let out that. Okay, Chase is just kidding. Zach's just kidding. Obviously, if you've been around, you know that they were playing around. But I mean, just seeing him out there throwing the ball, no sleeve, no nothing. 2 days in a row, pretty much. I mean, he was there at the joint practice, and then throwing yesterday. So I mean. I thought it was smart for him to get out there and just show like, hey, I'm going to be ready. But I don't think there's any reason for him that he ever would have played a snap anyways during the maybe one series at most this entire, training camp, I guess, like during the games. I don't. So, I mean, but it just sucks. Like it's another year where they're going to say, well, he still hasn't had a real off season or a real training camp. But I thought he looked great. I mean, I didn't see anything crazy.
Yeah, and Crypt Keeper, as Dale is coming back in, says device is not connected. Looks like he's back. But yeah, I'm sure Dale was real upset about not getting to see a sample of preseason.
I can't believe 89.
Well, I am upset because it likely means they think he's their number 2 tight end, and in my opinion, Tanner Hudson, before he decided, hey, let's leave him in the air. Had 4 catches. I mean, 30 yards. It's just what you need. You just need that. You need somebody else that can catch the ball and look like, if Irv Smith goes down. It's not Drew Sample. It's not Ossie.
Yeah.
So,
and
Ossie shouldn't make the team.
I think he's going to not make it this year if they keep 3 for sure.
And they picked him up on waivers. They spent nothing on him. He has minimum contract. I mean, it doesn't make sense to keep him. I'd rather see him than Sample. Yeah, but
I could potentially.
But it's likely not going that way. It's like
and he's a second-round pick. I mean, they're going to keep him to the end of his contract. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. Now, Dale, we were talking a little bit about getting to see Burrow out there. What was your thoughts from being actually at the game? What did you kind of think about it?
Rock hard.
I didn't get to see it. I mean, we were, we did get down there. Had time to hang out for a little bit, half an hour in lot 1. Thanks for the parking pass and stuff, Derek. So was able to hang out there for a little bit before we went in. We made it to our seats like 15 minutes before kickoff or something. So we didn't get to see him throwing, but I saw the clips and stuff on Twitter, watched it again even last night when I got home the second time. And, I mean, he looked good to me. Like he looked like Joe Burrow out there throwing the ball. I didn't really see any issues. So that's a good sign for weeks out or all this speculation and everything. And that was what I had to start off with, too, on my notes here. I just put, we really won last night. That scoreboard don't mean shit. Joe Burrow out there throwing the ball, looking good pregame. That's a W.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, and I got to say, I did see some speculation of, and they were saying because he was running flat-footed, but I didn't really see that, saying that they thought it was a grade 2 strain. But I also seen some other people were saying he was sprinting and doing stuff like that too. So I still think it's a grade 1. I still think he has a chance if they want him to play possibly the last preseason game of the year. Get a
Well, I
couple
feel
snaps.
like are they going to treat 3 like they always did 4, where no one plays in that one anyways? Basically, the one I see the starters maybe getting a series or 2 is next week.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the other thing. The starter wise is
The only guy out
basically
there.
Dax Hill, right?
The only starter out there was Dax Hill, and
But is he a starter for sure after? I know, but it's like after Tyson Anderson and I mean Nick Scott's gonna play. I mean
Battle
yeah.
But yeah, Nick Scott didn't dress, so that told me everything right there. That it's
exactly
Nick Scott has one of the starting jobs. That's the plan. I mean, but Tyson Anderson's going to carve out a role. So I mean, Dax
Trey Flowers' role.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It looks more and more likely that if the guy keeps making plays and showing the potential he has, at worst he's going to be a special teams guy like he was at Toledo.
Yeah.
But then, if he can prove that he can do that tight end role, I think they'll give him more and more of that. But you've also got Jordan Battle and you've got Dax Hill and you've got some options for it. That's what you like to see. Like, I'm glad to see those guys balling out. And Dax, early in the game, they went deep, and I think it was DJ Turner that got beat a little bit potentially. And they were going to Christian Watson, and Dax comes flying over and makes a great play. Some people are like, he should have had the interception, but, man, he was making up tons of ground just to get there and knock that ball away. And that's what you got a finger on it. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Like, he made a great play, and then he was out. They didn't really play him much after that. So he showed that, and to me, that says, he's the starter. They just want him to go out there and get a little bit in, and then he goes out there and he makes a great play, and they're like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah.
So I do think he is the starter still, though.
And I said I kind of wanted to do this like a good, bad, the ugly version, talking about the game. And since we're talking a little bit about the good, I was going to ask you guys your thoughts on the secondary as a whole, both good and bad. I think that the safety depth is immaculate. Just basing this off of one game, obviously, but the corner depth has me a little bit worried. I was going to get your guys' thoughts on that.
Go ahead, David, because I think me and Derek are on the same page for sure on this.
Yeah, I think Sidney Jones didn't play great. Neither. I mean, I didn't think that or DJ Ivy played that great. Like either of those guys, I didn't. I mean, I thought it was not what we were expecting. I thought I personally thought that as you heard throughout camp, is that they were progressing, they were looking good, and then they played like smash dog shit. I mean, but I hope maybe Dax Hill's gonna have to play some corner. I don't know. I mean, maybe that'll be the way to get Battle on the field. I have no idea, but Battle looked good. I mean, I know we're not talking about that, but it's hard. By game 6, he'll have to be on the field. I think there's no way to keep. However, we can get the best players out there, but we need a backup for. I need to see a backup for Hilton. That's my biggest concern. I think is who is Hilton's backup. Is that going to be Jason Anderson? You know what I mean?
Signed Jalen Davis, who's been his backup for the.
They signed Jalen Davis
to a 2-year deal.
I didn't hear his name at all yesterday. Did he play? I didn't hear his name one time. I didn't hear.
That could be a good thing, right? That could mean that
maybe
he was just doing his job and they weren't going at him. And because I'm pretty sure I seen 35 dressed out there, and that's what the number he has been, at least, unless he changed it. So I think he's still got a good shot to be his backup because he hasn't really done anything to lose that job. And who else?
Ivy's not going to make the team, I don't think. I think Ivy's going to be on the practice squad now. After that performance.
I don't know, because that's the thing. Who did any better? That I thought all 3 of them were bad, and they're all really vying for it. If there's one spot that they're vying for, or 2, but Sidney Jones, multiple steps slow on multiple plays, and then couldn't make up for it and get his hand in there late. but he was burnt on those plays. And then Alan George, who I've been singing his praises about just him coming on. He was hit or miss. He made a couple plays and good tackles, but then he got burnt too. He looked better than Sidney Jones, I'd say, but he didn't look good enough that if he had to go in there at corner, I'd feel comfortable with him in there in the regular season. DJ Ivey gave up a couple bad plays, and I didn't really see him make any good plays. You know what I mean? It was like, I will say, freakishly long arms just in person, like looking at him, just like, holy shit, yeah, I see whatever. Like it stands out, like it's weird. But I do think that he still has a chance to make it, and it's not because of how well he played. It's just that the other guys played bad also in that secondary that, you know, they're going to keep, you know, they'll keep 5 or 6 at DB. So you got CTB, you've got Awuzie, Hilton, 4-spot Turner. I think he locked it down. Of the group, he by far looked like the most talented. His closing speed on that one tackle on the out, and then it passed and he broke it up. He ended up being incomplete.
In the end zone?
It was close to the end zone.
There was
and
one that he
some other
broke it up
too.
in the end zone. Yeah, he by far looked like the number 4.
He had that one on 4th down that he knocked away. He made multiple standout plays, and his like recovery speed, the 4.26 that he ran, that showed up on the field because it was like immediately you knew who it was when he closed on a guy. It was like, oh, that's got to be DJ Burner.
Right? Oh, that's not Eli Apple.
Yeah, like his speed stood out, and and I mean he's a 2nd-round pick. He was never going anywhere, but it's good to see the talent on the field. So right there's your 4. Now to me, battery running low. Better find the damn plug-in, huh? I'm just real prepared today, boys. Real prepared.
You're good.
Got here
well, the thing is, like, what that 5th corner could be a Tyson Anderson role though. Instead, like I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like what's the 5th corner going to be? Special teams guy and a guy who comes in and guards tight ends whenever Hilton's going to, blitz. Like that could be. It doesn't have to be a cornerback specific role. I don't think either. So
and that was going to be one of the things I was going to say. With all of the depth that we have at safety right now, could you potentially see one of those guys being more versatile and taking that 6th cornerback spot instead
all of
them,
all
6
4
corners? Maybe we keep 5 and keep an extra safety. Because I mean,
and Mike Thomas, they're not there. He's staying no matter what. Yeah.
Well, now I wondered about Mike T. Or no, it wasn't Mike T. It was Stanley Morgan. Once we get into the offense, maybe we'll talk more on that. But
Mike Thomas would be the 5th safety.
Yeah.
Sometimes they go with 4, and that's what I've said. I think they'll do. They did it last year. They did roster gymnastics where he's such a veteran that he can they can cut him, and he gets to choose where he signs. No one can just pick him up. So the Bengals can have a deal to bring him back. It's a way to get somebody on the practice. Maybe it's a DJ Ivey you keep through, or a Yosavash, or I think Yosavash is playing his way out of even being that last cut at wide receiver. Personally, and we'll talk about that later. But
yeah, because he's going to take T. Higgins' job in a couple of weeks. That's what's going to happen.
I don't know about all that, but hey,
so
you never know.
I'm gonna unless you guys want to, I'm gonna skip the linebackers for now because there just wasn't really a whole lot going on.
Well, Bocci got hurt.
Yeah. We did.
Well, I want to give Tyson Anderson his full flowers before we move on from secondary because 2 interceptions, 1 pick 6. Mike Thomas was emotional, felt like a proud big brother in the locker room. So shout out to Tyson Anderson. Mike Thomas, if he does make it, like I said, it's going to be roster gymnastics. And I was thinking they were going to keep 6 corners. And I still think they might because you need defensive backs a lot. Plus, the Awuzie, guys, he's still coming off that injury. So, but if you keep it 6, then that's going to give Ivy a chance and who? I mean, well, if Jalen – well, that's the thing. Everyone just forgets about Jalen Davis. You said who's Hilton's backup. If it is Jalen Davis, there's your 5th spot taken. And then it does come down to Sidney Jones, Alan George, and DJ Ivey, and none of them look good if they go that route.
So they were giving DJ Ivey some reps at slot corner. So I think kind of just trying to see if he could possibly take over that role to where they could maybe potentially cut Jalen Davis. But I didn't think he looked that great.
I don't think he seems like a slot corner.
I think Dax Hill could be the slot corner guy, if anything. And then you bring in Battle.
I don't know. Last year at it, I don't know. I think he is so much more natural at safety that I just want him to be a safety. You know,
Yeah.
it's like Jesse Bates was a good cover guy, but we didn't try to make him. We didn't try to just force him to be a slot corner.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was
And
such a great safety.
safeties don't want to play corner, and corner don't want to play safety. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, if that's his natural position is more safety, I say. Because, I mean, he was even coming out, like, he was a safety. Like, he was a safety recruit, you know. Him and
I just want to see them all on the field at the
same.
same time. So I'm just trying to – I don't care if you put them fucking anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Three
I just want to
safety
see.
looks still. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then that means Pratt or Wilson's coming off the field.
probably Pratt, and you're probably playing Nick Scott or Battle or somebody in the box as an extra linebacker cover guy a little bit.
And they will
I don't
have
know.
3 down linemen. So, we didn't even talk about Tufleli or
That's
Yeah,
what I
we'll
was
I
get
thought
there.
he played.
We're still at the secondary.
I thought
so
we were
just-
moving to the offense. My
Okay,
bad.
I wanted to fully finish Tyson Anderson and the corners and the depth chart and that stuff. I think that battle is still ongoing. There's 2 preseason games for these guys to earn that last spot at corner, last spot or 2. So that's something to look for. Safeties, I think, it's pretty locked. That's what I was like. I never thought Tyson Anderson wasn't going to have a spot because as long as he's healthy, that was his big thing in Toledo. He was an all 4 special teams
ace.
player.
Mhm.
So at worst, he's not going anywhere for that. But shit, we might have more than that, which is great.
Well,
Exactly.
and I read an article where it was like they stashed him on IR last year, where it was like he maybe wasn't as hurt as it seemed, but they kept him on IR because they really didn't have a roster spot for him. I saw that this morning.
I mean, they did
But
have.
maybe he was actually practicing full go last year. I don't know if they can do that though. I don't know how that works with IR, but I thought he looked good. I mean,
Hunter saw Davis got burnt. See, and I missed
Yeah.
the whole third quarter, so might have been some stuff that I missed too. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think his roster spot's a given. I just don't know who plays slot corner, like
exactly.
David's saying. Like, there's not a standout
safety.
guy for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Mikey, stay healthy, brother.
Yeah, exactly. That shows how important he is. Like, if he goes down, there's not a guy that we fully think that we could just trust on this roster. And maybe it is DJ Turner because
That's what I was
if
about to say.
everyone
Maybe
else
they
is
go
healthy,
3 safety looks, and
he's just the next guy in at corner. You know, he's playing outside because he's good enough to play it, but with his speed and his body size and stuff, and the knock has always been how physical is he? We don't know that yet, but you know, he says I'm plenty physical. So if he had to play slot corner, let's see it. So I think it may even be that, that it's just DJ Turner's your first man off the bench if any corner goes down.
Regardless,
yeah.
Well, what's his name? Cheeto might not be ready. I mean, I think he will be, but we don't know either. So he might be the number 2 starter.
Yeah, and then you got to almost prep him that way in case there's any setbacks. So
he might not be getting any play. Yeah, exactly at slot.
Yeah,
I do want to say real quick.
That pretty much says that Davis is staying. I mean, if that's the case, like then he's definitely got a spot.
Before we move on, I do want to say real quick. Apparently, DeMar Hamlin was out there in the game today, so shout out to that guy getting back on the field.
Yeah, he had.
I think there's a game on right now too.
A week or so ago, so yeah, he's out there making plays. Also, I want to shout out before we move on the attendance. It announced 64,000. I don't know if there's 64,000, but I did post that video, and this was during the game. And people are up walking around, they're checking out the new stuff around the stadium too. And I mean, it was like I was like, damn, there's not a lot of empty spots here, and this is like late in the first quarter or so.
And they added 3 new bars, right? So do they sell tickets to those bars also that are not seats?
I don't know. I didn't go check. I didn't really go check anything out.
Because the Reds do, right? They'll do stand-up. Like
standing room only.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Bengals
So
do that during the regular season, but I doubt they did for the preseason.
Yeah. How much is a sellout? What would a sellout be?
78,000, I think.
It's not much more than that. It's like 66. That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was 68.
That's why I said I don't think it's. I don't think there was 64 there. Maybe like lot 1, there was a lot of spots, but still, people could have parked different spots because lot 1 holders didn't give their passes to these people. Who knows? A lot of things. But
it looked packed on TV. It looked packed.
Still there was people showed up for no Joe Burrow, and then they announced no starters. So, are we continuing with defense, Derek, here before we switch to offense? Like we talked secondary.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the D line. Like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot to go as far as the linebackers. I didn't really see too much.
Well, I had a little note on linebackers that I could mention before we go to D line then, because it's not much. Joe Bocci was down, left injured. I don't know. Did we hear an update on him or not? But he's basically penciled in to get the last roster spot at linebacker. So if he's down at all, that opens the door for that Shaka Hayward, who was up and down, number 50, undrafted from linebacker from Duke, who they gave the most money for of their undrafted guys. So that always tells you they were high on him. They didn't draft any linebackers. They got a bunch of guys on one-year deals, Davis Gaither, Marcus Bailey, and Joe Bocci. So this is a guy I think they definitely want to keep around. I just always assumed they try to stash him for a year. But if Bocci is down, I think he's the next man up to make the roster at linebacker.
Yeah.
Well, that was just a note I wanted to mention in there.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Oh, was that an update?
Yeah, her pectoral. So he's out for at least what?
What about Jones? Like, is he? I mean,
Keandre Jones could be in the mix as well. Who's been on practice squad a couple years. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's Hayward's. I would say it's Hayward's job to lose. He was the first guy in there. He was playing in there before Jones was. I paid a little attention to that, especially when Bocci was hurt.
The only notes I got on him is he is Hayward from Pittsburgh's cousin or nephew or something like that. That's
but he was one of Duke's
blood.
He was one of Duke's better defensive players. Tackling machine, pretty good speed. So he was definitely a guy who had a draftable grade on him. But as there's always guys that fall a couple rounds, go undrafted. Nothing wrong with him, just it happens. So he's definitely
would have liked to
a
have
guy
got Pace
Jr.
He looked good the other day.
Oh, he did look good.
I don't know. I still don't understand how that wasn't like
how he fell.
A gimmick.
And they
like why
nab him?
Yeah,
he was undrafted.
Yep.
Because he was hurt, right? Or something like
I
he's
don't
coming
know
off an injury
with him, but I mean, I did hear some things about him being like a.
Or maybe they just thought we don't have a roster spot for him. And he's going to get picked up on waivers anyways when we try to get into the practice squad. Who knows? But he looked good the other day.
Yeah, we got Frozen Dale again, which hopefully I'll put him in the background. Maybe that'll help things out a little bit. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the defensive line. I'll start with Zach Carter, man. He looked solid as hell. I am really excited to see kind of what he could potentially be, because there was one snap that I seen Goodberry had posted. I mean, he didn't move from his waist down, did not move at all, and he just basically moved the guy out of the way and got the tackle there. I thought, man, this guy, if he could, I think
he'll be the starting 3 tech next year. I mean, for sure. Like, I don't see them bringing anybody. I don't see him drafting anybody. I mean, if he stays healthy, I mean, that's. But yeah, I thought Tufele looked great too. I mean, he was a beast.
Just bringing out his inner Domital.
Exactly, and he was a big time recruit, like in high school. He did. I think he was out like during COVID. Like he didn't play that year where they could like either play or not play. I don't think he played, so that made his draft stock go down. But he looked really good. So does that mean like the writing's on the wall for DJ Reader too? You know what I mean? Like are those your starters next year or in 2 years? Not next year. Like, I don't know.
I could potentially see that.
I hope not. I want to see DJ back, of course.
Yeah. But Tufele, Zach Carter, both of them looked really good. I thought Dominique Davis looked really good. He had that.
That's who I had written down. Yeah.
Yeah, he had that one pressure that caused the pick six. Just really, that's another. You got your safeties and the defensive line. Those two positions on the defense are going to be really difficult, I think, for the team to determine, who gets cut and who makes the 53, because there's a lot of guys on both those squads.
I don't know. See, to me, it's not. It's not like safety's pretty set in stone. It's just a matter of does Mike Thomas make it or not.
Oh, I guess you could say that. Yeah.
And then on the D line, I want to see if Dominic Davis can
stack
show out, for
Mhm.
a couple more games, and they force
Yeah.
the Bengals' hand to find a spot for him would be the only thing, because they're pretty deep. Like, Osai was out there, but he didn't really play a lot because we know he's going to play. Murphy looked a little lost. He's raw, but he's a first-round pick. He's not going anywhere. So
Yeah, you don't need him right now. You need him in like week 8,
but he's
9,
got
10.
a roster
Like,
spot.
exactly,
he might be inactive some games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the thing that I thought that I liked about him watching was his against the run. I thought he looked really good against the run, which is what he done at Clemson. So he's just got to work on them pass rush moves.
Yeah, he only has one move right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he did have
his
a
speed.
couple.
Just go
he did have a couple pressures, but I mean, not a lot.
He had a good pressure that it was a run play, and it kind of blew up the run play. Like, he got off the ball quick and that play up. Didn't make the tackle, but it got cleaned up in the backfield. So that was a really good play for him. But other than that, that was about it. Dominic Davis also had the fumble recovery in the fourth quarter later in the game. So, hey, that's what I was asking about him, because he was out there early and a lot too. So early on, I was like, "Who's 72?" I remember. I'm like, and it was like Davis, and I was like, "Okay."
My namesake.
Yeah, he was on the. I was like, he's on the.
You getting that jersey?
Squad.
Hey, if he makes the 53, I'm gonna buy that jersey for sure.
But it was very noticeable. Like, he was a lot shorter than the rest of the D-line. But he's a little, he's just a little ball of fun out there, man. I was like, I like this guy already.
Hey, us Davis boys, we're short and stocky,
And then he made some plays, so I was like, hell yeah. I was excited for him. So we'll see what he can do. And then, like you guys said, Tufele stood out again. And when he got to play last year, when people was hurt, DJ was hurt, and he had to come in and play. He played, and he played well. How do you get rid of him? Like you said, those are the hard decisions there on the D line and how many they keep, and then you got to go light elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you ready to switch over to offense, or you want to keep the people waiting and talk about special teams a little bit?
Let's talk about special teams, because it's next on my thing. So
all right. See, we haven't done this in how many shows, and you and I we got the same way.
Just like at the beginning, you guys were finishing sentences.
We're in mid-season form right now.
Yeah. See, we're back. We don't even have to do shows together.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, baby. Brad Robbins, I really wanted the mustachioed masher, the bald bomber to ball out. I was sitting there watching him in warmups, just like Jeff was like, "My God, what is wrong with you? Getting so excited about a punter?" I'm like, "You shut the fuck up, Jeff. Let me concentrate." I was just watching him kick that ball and loving life. And then he goes out there, and I don't know if it was nerves or what, but he was up and down. And his last one, after that 65-yard beauty that should have been down, he had one more punt, and he was pissed at himself. He knows he didn't get it. And he was very inconsistent, and that's not good. The Bengals are going to value consistency, and it's his job. Like, I'm not saying but I want to see more of the bombs and less of the fucking flops. Like, we just can't have it, because that's what killed us with Chrisman. You flopped in the biggest fucking moment, and the worst time to do it, and it cost us a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I did see something where, every time he was punting the ball, I was counting, and I was, the moment it hit it off his foot, I go 1, 2, 3, and it seemed like 4.5 to 5 seconds was most of them. So even if they are shorter than what we would like, I think he's still getting that hang time that's something that Darren Simmons was talking about. They want him to work on his, I forget what he called it, but he wanted to pick the different clubs out of his bag to be able to, not just boot the hell out of the ball. He wanted him to possibly work on, getting, kicking them sometimes shorter. So maybe that's what they were doing. I don't know. That's one thing I wish I was able to ask Darren.
But he was visibly pissed on the last one. So no matter what, I know. Okay. Yeah, he come off the field and the camera was on him, and he was not happy at all.
Okay.
So I know that last one he definitely missed hit, and I feel like the first one he missed hit, because that was like right down the middle at the 50, and I know he was backed up to the very, very, very back of the end zone, but that's going to happen. So you got to be able. That's when you got to be able to unleash one. So I don't know. I think he could play better, and I think he will play better. I'm not overly criticizing him. But I'm not going to act like he was great just because he came on our show. He he was inconsistent. He needs to be more consistent. I'm sure he'd say the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And then we got a couple people talking about McPherson looked good and MVP of the game. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he had to kick 27 field goals yesterday, and he made them. So
they even said something about possibly having Logan Wilson coming out there to kick some field goals. To give this guy a break because he was kicking quite a few of them.
Yeah, Logan wasn't dressed, so that was the problem.
Oh yeah, he wasn't, was he? Oh no. Yeah.
They didn't even have somebody that could come in an emergency kick for him. So yeah, I don't want, and that's why a lot of years they'll have a guy in camp at kicker because they don't want to have this guy out there.
Exactly.
It's not like he was kicking 50 and 60 yarders over and over, but still, he doesn't need that much work.
Do we think Crispin was the reason that he wasn't as great last year? Evan wasn't at holder because I mean Robbins seemed to do a hell of a job.
He didn't miss any, right?
That's also part of being a punter. You got to be the holder too. So it's like just because he didn't have a great length or he had good hang time, sure he held. I mean, he didn't fucking bobble any Crispin
we gotta
last
give him
year.
his love for that.
I mean, you know what I mean? So I think that probably had something to do with Evan having a down year last year was the holder because Huber was spot on for how many years? I mean,
and the whole setup, it was a new guy, a new long snapper too. So it was the whole system was.
And he did good too, the long snapper. I mean, So.
And then the last thing I was going to say on that 67-yarder, I can't remember who it was, but whoever they had as the gunner that almost got all the way down there to stop that ball at the 1 yard line. I cannot for the life of me remember who that was, but that was a heck of a play by them too.
Yeah, I didn't see.
So you guys want to switch to the offense? Start with the quarterbacks. Do you want to start with the ugly? I mean, I thought both of them held the ball too long. Neither of them really stood out as I mean, we heard that in camp. They're holding the ball too long. It's leading to a bunch of sacks, and the sacks kill games. I mean, I know that's part of offensive line, but if you're holding the ball too long, I don't know. And Jackson Carmen looked like pure shit with part, but we'll get there too. But yeah, the quarterbacks, neither of them stood out. I said to my nephew on the way up, I said, I think Browning will start once they said the starters weren't starting. I said, I think Browning will start this week because then if the starters are going to play a couple snaps, a quarter next week, I think they'll flip it and it'll be Simeon. But that's just speculation. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe that had a lot to do with Simeon's play, but I think that even though both of them looked rough last night, I think that Browning slightly outplayed Simeon.
I agree. I wish that Browning would have ran more, I think. But that's not what they want him to do. I mean, obviously they're trying to get him to run the Joe Burrow offense. Yeah. But when he has the ability, he should have taken off instead of holding the fucking ball so long. But, I mean, I don't know. Trevor Simeon, I thought he looked awful, personally. Yeah. But I thought that Browning got a better arm. Much better. Yeah, definitely. But
he overthrew. I was like, holy shit, he overthrew. It was Chuck Sizzle in the fourth quarter. He overthrew him, and I was like, Brandon Allen could never.
Anthony called him Chuck Fizzle earlier. I don't know if you guys saw that in the comments.
I did. And let's go ahead and get to that. Let's talk. You want to talk receivers, or you want to go?
Well, we can go into Charlie Jones because I said I wrote down. I don't know if the injury set him back, or he's moving down the depth chart. He's getting outplayed by Joseph because he's out there late in the game, And Joseph wasn't even in with the first group of guys. It was like Trenton Irwin. And it was
Stanley
Morgan. Yeah.
So Trent Taylor.
And also, this is going to go in with this. Charlie Jones out there, he doesn't get a chance to return it. We thought he was going to be our main punt returner. He doesn't get a chance to return a punt until the very end in the fourth quarter. He was like the fifth guy that got to return a punt. And we thought he was number one on that depth chart. So that because I just thought, well, they're like late in the first quarter, I'm like, are they just he's not going to play? He dressed, but he's not really going to play. Maybe he's not fully healthy. And then when he's out there in the fourth quarter and he's getting all the snaps and the punt returns, and I'm like, oh, no, his ass has just moved down the depth chart for one reason or the other. I don't know if he's in the doghouse, but that's something to pay attention to because when you see stuff like that, it's usually for a reason. And I'm once again, I'm speculating. I don't know anything, but the facts are he was out there late in the game, fit to get the punt returns, and we thought he was starting punt returner, backup slot guy. I don't think he's any of those things right now. And he didn't.
Yeah.
He had like 2 catches, minimal yards. I mean, I know the quarterback play was ass, so I'm not saying, he's not better than that. But yeah, he was Chuck Fizzle last night. Like Anthony said, like, I need to see Chuck Sizzle, but maybe it's where, he's been dinged up and not out there and he's just getting back in the groove. But yeah, I was very disappointed in him. And I don't know. He's got 2 more preseason games to turn it on, and we'll all shut the fuck up real quick about it. He's not going anywhere, I don't think, either way.
No.
But it was very disappointing play. And then on the flip side of it, we got fucking Greg Boner City, Andre Yosavash, out here with 4 catches, 50 yards. Kwame Lassiter, another 6 catches. I mean, Kwame Lassiter is a good player. I don't think he makes it. I think he tried to stash him on the practice squad again. But Yosavash, man, how can he go anywhere now? How is it even – like, I'm putting Stanley Morgan up there. If they're only keeping 6, sorry, Stanley, you're out. You're getting pushed out. They keep 7,
and
they can keep them all.
He even looked good. Did you see that block that he put? He done good blocking for Chris Jones and or was it Evans? I can't remember which one it was, but
I had to look
that to me signals the end for Stanley Morgan, in my opinion. Because if you've got guys out there that can do the same thing Stanley was doing as far as the blocking goes, but also has that receiving upside,
I think it depends on if they keep 4 running backs or 3 running backs and 7. It depends. That it's going to be between Evans and Stanley Morgan. I think Evans looked decent. Evans looked decent. I hate to say it, but he looked okay. He was trying to block, but back to the receivers. Like I don't know how you get rid of Stanley Morgan as good as he is on punt return and kick return. Like it'd just be hard unless Yosavash is going to be. I mean, just because he was practicing at gunner, I haven't really seen much of that other than that one block, and that was 2-on-1 block, that somebody did from training camp the other day. But I think I don't know. That's really interesting. It depends on, like I said, what it comes down to, how many receivers and how many running backs they're going to keep.
So I had.
Do you think it's down to that too, Derek?
Yeah, I think it is. So I had 2 key points as far as the offense goes that I really wanted to focus in on, and that was 1, Chris Evans getting the start over crap.
Brown.
I don't remember. Yeah, over Brown, and then
Chase Brown.
The other one was Yosavash getting the start over Chuck Sizzle and all them guys. So we're not getting the start, but playing over. So those were my 2 key points, and that was one thing. If they're going to potentially keep Chris Evans, then maybe there's a couple guys like Kwame Lassiter and Stanley Morgan that end up not making the team. But
I'll say I definitely thought Brown would be out there first, and Travion's not out here, so we still don't know how all this is shaking out. But I didn't expect to see Chris Evans as the first guy out on the field yesterday. I know Travion's out, but I definitely thought, okay, it'd be Chase Brown. We assumed that all along. Running back 2 has been between those guys. What if it's a 3-horse race all along in practice and we just don't know?
Or what if it's who they're playing with? Like, what if it's like Browning and Evans are 3rd string and Simeon and Chase Brown are 2nd string, but they I don't know.
Better together.
Maybe that's just the depth chart. I don't know.
But I thought both guys showed out pretty well.
I agree.
And I don't see Travion going in because that could open the conversation of, okay, do you keep Travion? But I think we do. Like, I think he's important enough on our special teams. He showed enough flashes as a running back last year, overall, receiving, running, everything, that I think he's pretty safe with the spot. But, and that's the thing. If he can't stay healthy, and that's enough. If you think, oh, man, this guy's injured, you want to kind of keep 4. You want to have another guy. You don't just want to get rid of a Chris Evans, risk him getting claimed by somebody, and try to keep 3, knowing that then, bam, he's gone. So, to me, that could be what squeezes out Stanley Morgan off of this roster. Because I thought Stanley, honestly, was pretty safe because they just like him so much. He's always out there early on in this stuff. But every time he gets a target, or it doesn't happen. Like
he doesn't look like a receiver.
He doesn't look like a receiver.
No.
Phenomenal special team. He could probably be a cornerback or a safety in the NFL and be good. But I don't know. I just wish.
Could you see them doing the Mike Thomas thing with him, where they do a little bit of roster gymnastics? Yeah.
They did it last year with Trenton.
Yeah.
So this year they might do it with Stanley, or Trenton again even. We'll be like, what the hell? They're getting rid of Trenton Irwin. They're number 4.
Ooh,
I don't think they would do it this year, even as a
I think somebody would pick him up.
roster gymnastics. Well, as roster gymnastics, somebody would be like, hey, wait, before you go back there and sign for minimum, listen, we want to go ahead.
We'll give you a couple mil guaranteed.
Yeah, we'll give you like $5 million.
Yeah, I think Trenton would be a good 3 on
money.
Yeah. Trenton would be a good 3 on a lot of teams. Like if you go down and look at the depth charts at wide receiver, to a team that has a solid 1 and maybe a decent slot guy, he could be that other outside guy, and just because he had a really good play. Yes, almost screwed it up, but the long catch and run he had was really good.
Now this is a little back to the quarterbacks here. But Anthony's asking for the podcast listeners, chances of cutting both backup quarterbacks if there is a better backup out there. And then the cap hit, it just depends on the player, really. If it's like a rookie type player, I mean,
they probably don't have any guaranteed money, really.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
you're just bringing in somebody, and
if a guy like
maybe
Malik
even cheaper
Willis
than Simeon, who's a veteran.
Yeah,
Teddy B, baby.
But somebody just picked up Teddy B.
Oh.
Yep, he just got picked
up. But I will say the chances of us cutting one, to me, are slim to none, because it's just not what we normally would do, especially at that position. These guys, they're in here and learning the system, knowing the system, getting reps with these guys. It's so hard at that position to be like, we'll just bring in a whole new number 2, especially when we all think Joe's going to be back and healthy week 1, especially if he's already out there throwing. But anything flared up again and you had to have somebody for week 1, you're picking somebody up on waivers and then starting them a week later, or whatever it is. You just can't do that at quarterback. So I'd say slim, like pretty much none that we pick somebody up, but you never know. It had to be the right person.
Chat.
It'd probably be more for a third spot quarterback. They would keep one of those guys.
I could see them potentially saying,
I think David's frozen.
After week 3,
he just
they could be. Oh, I think he is frozen.
Or he's got a very good freeze face. If he's not, continue. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I could see them potentially I don't think it'll happen, but if a guy like Malik Willis gets cut, which he looked really good. Did you watch any of him?
I haven't watched any of the other games.
Okay. A guy of that tier talent gets cut, and
they said he's quarterback. They said he's quarterback 2 right now over.
Oh, Levis. Is he quarterback 2?
Okay. Yeah, I just heard the other day.
That's what I was going. In a stacked QB room like that, if one of those guys gets cut, and then I could see them getting rid of Simeon.
I would even trade for Malik Willis personally, Derek, because I was very high on him and his natural talent as a runner and a passer.
I was not.
He's raw. He's raw.
Yeah.
There was nothing that was going to say, hey, this guy should be out there week 1, but it's man, you just want a talent to develop and a guy. And this was something I've always wanted anyways in a backup. Somebody that's just going to come out there and let him go wild, man. Let him just be completely different, because your main guy is a Joe Burrow. Well, give me this guy. He's different. He's got a big arm. He can run, but he might throw 5 interceptions to the other team, or he might throw 5 to our team. You just never know. But he talent-wise has always been there for him. So I would even – dude, if we could trade, let's just say, I don't know, one of the receivers that are – yeah, some kind of player-for-player trade. A D lineman, a corner, a receiver, and get Malik Willis as a backup quarterback, because ultimately they don't want to keep 3 guys like that, and they want to get something still out of them. I would love to have a guy like that to develop. Will Levis, wasn't it?
Will Levis, that's who it was, yeah.
The banana-eating weirdo, mayonnaise, what was it? I don't know, all kinds of weird stuff for that guy.
Yeah, and Hefe, I agree.
And
Raw talent, definitely.
Yeah. We're talking about
But,
Malik Willis. I said I think I'd even trade for him to get him as a backup quarterback.
trade
give me the Cunningham from the Patriots.
Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
I wanted him. I want us to bring him in anyways this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is he balling?
He played good the other night, but he mostly just ran the entire time. Like
I don't
literally.
care. That's what I want. I want a guy that will be different.
Dale, you did say
Yeah,
you
but-
wanted the hooker.
Yeah.
You did say you wanted the hooker, so
Yeah, hooker,
Maybe we go-
man.
You watching the Bears game, Derek? Is that what's going on right now?
no, I actually have it all.
Oh.
I don't have the TV on at this point.
Oh, you're waiting on the Reds.
No,
Do they play today?
It's football season, man. I'm done with the Reds. I love them.
But yeah. If we were just basing yesterday on the running backs, to go back to that, I think both guys would make it, right? You'd want to
Yeah.
keep Chris and
Yes.
Chase, and then Trayvon's still going to be here. You would keep 4, and I think Stanley Morgan I would probably cut and keep 6 at receiver, and 3 at tight end.
Yep, that's where
That's
I'm
how-
at with it.
I
can't wait to do
Aussie and Wilcox will be on pup. You know,
I can't wait to do our
based on the
53
guys.
roster.
Yeah, but based on guys that they didn't dress because they're obviously guys they're high on keeping, and then guys who played well. I think that's how it would shake out on the offense of depth chart there. Now, if we want to talk O-line next, or because that was
That's where we're at.
You want to get to the ugly, the good, the
Yeah,
bad. Now the ugly.
Let's get to the ugly.
Jackson fucking Carmen.
You want me to say it again? Look like smash dog shit.
Yeah.
Like Derek said, he looked okay at guard. I guess I'd agree with that, but he looked fucking terrible.
And
That's
I'm
tackles.
saying when I'm saying okay at guard, I'm not saying like
Sure. Compared to who?
starter level.
No.
I'm not even saying 2 level. Like
Compared to Andre Smith or whatever his name is, like he played 80% of the snaps or something. Looked like ass too. Like why? Like
he looked like the starting guards we had 4 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever.
As far as line here, Hunter, thoughts on Trevor play? I thought he looked solid. I was glad he got game reps at it. That's what I want to see. Like, because I do think Sharping, if you can get an extra spot, that eventually might be, or it'll just be a spot down the road, and you got to say, okay, it's down, we got Trey Hill or Sharping we can get rid of, and we can bring back Collins. Bring me back Collins on this team whenever he's ready,
and let him play guard.
Get rid of Trey Hill, because I ain't never seen jack shit out of Trey Hill, honestly.
I don't think I heard his name once yesterday.
I mean, but the Bengals seem to like him, and sometimes not hearing their name's a good thing. But when he's had to actually fill in a little bit here and there, like his PFF grades have always been beyond that.
Do they have PFF grades for preseason? Because I would love to take a look.
I would imagine.
At
and then
PFF
I
grades.
didn't. I was wondering this too. So Ben Brown looked good last night. This is all this stuff. Like it's hard to catch all that, especially at the game. So that is, and you know. Another person, man. We need to get that Parker Blake breakdown, baby.
And don't get me started.
Parker on.
Don't get me started on the freaking NFL Plus membership. I'm not very happy with that right now.
I don't know. I never used it last year, really, anyways.
I always, every game, I would always play it back and watch it again and watch it in the condensed version.
I guess that is true. I watched some back. So, yeah, we got that last year, David, with our season ticket.
Yeah, got it.
Like, they offered us that, and it was like, hey, you know, because we value you. And now it's like, this year you don't value us.
Yeah.
They didn't give it to you this year?
Also,
you had to pay for it?
You know,
I thought my ass was valuable, but.
Yeah, well, and they just sent out the survey about how I felt, too, so.
Did they? I'll have to look it up.
It wasn't as friendly as it has been another year. I'm just being honest, because ticket prices are raised every year. It's went up like $600 in 2 years. It's like, oh, so because I believed in the team before they got good, you gonna fuck me now? Like that's basically what I put. Like, come on now, motherfuckers. I like to be able to keep these tickets, but y'all rubbing my ass raw right now, and I don't like it.
I will say I did get an email about being possibly one of the fans for the videos for the video boards.
Oh, must be nice, Derek.
I got that.
And Marissa thought she saw Iceman on it.
I thought you was going to say ruler of the jungle.
I said right in the middle of them, you cocksuckers.
Listen. I got that email in June, and I just noticed it today. So I'm not going to be in those videos.
Oh, it probably was. Iceman probably said yes, and you said no. And then me, they probably just was like going to somehow throw up a football in between and like put my face out. So you both, it was probably like all three of us, but they were just going to like block me out.
Yeah.
Fucking cocksuckers.
Oh, man.
It's
Have you
fucked
checked
up,
your
man.
emails recently?
I always check my emails.
Do you? I don't.
I don't know if they
I'm
send
bad. I'm
emails
bad
to Yahoo or AOL, whatever it is.
It is Yahoo, by the way.
They
that I
probably-
have.
They probably only send it to Gmail.
He's got that Hotmail account. Oh, actually, we do have a Hotmail.
I had one
I was
until
going to say, we have
couple
one
years
for
ago.
Bengals and Brews.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
But yeah,
so
to finish off on the offensive line.
no, I got to go back to this rant about this.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not drinking any beer, but we're trying to save money because don't have a lot of it. So I'm like, oh, we'll get like a pop and split it because they have the free refills.
Mm-hmm.
They did away with the free refills.
No.
I
They
know.
did away with the damn free refills, Derek.
I know. I was
Mike
there
Brown,
back
man,
there
he's
Saturday.
penny pinching.
I noticed that.
It's $10. You get one of those souvenir cups, and you always got a free refill. So if it made you feel like it was worth it,
Mm-hmm.
no free refill. You're going to come back and buy another cup and get another drink if your ass is thirsty, or you're just going to fucking be thirsty and buy one of these fucking $12 beers. Like, oh, we're going to fuck you every which direction. So, God damn it, Bengals. No wonder they don't ask me to be on the video board. I'm too honest. I don't just suck. I don't get on my knees and just suck their
brutally
dick
honest.
about everything like some people do. God damn it.
Oh, man.
And that's my rant for the day.
Are we ready to go back
Bring
to
back the free
offensive line?
refills. Bring back the free refills, motherfuckers.
Hashtag free refill.
Do you want Joe Burrow on a long-term deal, or do you want free refills? Is my
free
question.
refills,
to you.
motherfucker.
Oh my God!
They can afford both. God damn it.
Bring back the free
Oh,
pops.
man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's the thing. I don't even.
so
usually don't-
Hunter,
I just usually get the expensive beers.
are you Hunter? Is Hunter still in the chat? I just saw where he said Charlie Jones has a torn labrum. So did anybody?
So, did he get hurt again? Maybe he was
That's
hurt
what-
that whole time last night, and he's trying to play through it. That would make more sense why he didn't look great. But
Mm-hmm.
either way, that opens it wide open now for Stanley Morgan's back on the roster. Welcome back, Stanley.
Maybe they might do a Charlie Jones with the 4-week IR to kind of rest that and rehab a little bit.
Or
See,
Pup.
It
Or
seems so
Pup's 6
fast
weeks,
for him
right?
to come back from any injury that you were down and holding and grasping, and then you were back like 2 days later.
Yeah,
That
I thought
seemed
that was.
rushed.
Yeah, I thought that seemed a little rushed. But I wanted to real quick, and then we'll kind of bullshit a little bit. What was your thoughts on Jackson Kirkland? Because I saw that big 6'7", 325 or 345, whatever he is, getting snaps at center, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how does this guy get this big
Did
old
he get
body?
snaps at center?
Yeah, he played center.
Wait. I thought he was
Or
a guard.
maybe it was guard. I'll have to go back and look.
You
I
might
thought he
Ben,
was- I
you
thought
might
he
have been thinking of Ben Brown.
I don't know. It was big number 60. I thought he was getting snaps.
Yeah,
at
I
center.
think Kirkland was 61. I thought.
Oh,
I don't know. I was confused too. Because later on, I thought saying Kirkland was 61. I thought he was 60, but maybe 60 was Ben Brown. Because I thought the same thing. I don't know. I will have to look.
yeah. I would go back and rewatch, but I can't. So
Yeah, thanks, Bengals. See, Derek's bitching now. You ain't getting on the video board ever again. They never send you the email.
Oh man,
But no, David, remember you were
I'm
saying
serious.
you were saying maybe Carmen was going to get in that competition at right tackle. Well, do you want to say
It's
it
done
anymore?
now.
It's dead,
No,
right?
no, like I think me and
Calling
Derek
it?
was talking about it before the show.
Calling it.
It's over. The competition's over. Jonah didn't have to take one preseason snap.
To win.
He won the
All
fucking competition.
over.
By just letting Carmen play.
Yeah, played himself out of hopefully a roster spot at all. They need to cut his ass, but they won't
Collins
because
comes back. Man, there's my backup right tackle. But the thing is, he played decent at left tackle. Do you keep a guy who can play one position? Because they tried to. He's had a chance to earn both guard spots the last 2 years as a starter. Failed. This year,
Wouldn't you just put
you can earn
Jonah
the
at left tackle?
spot,
And
failed miserably. Like he's failed 3 spots. Yes,
Okay.
I would. I would just put Jonah at left in that scenario and Collins at right when he's healthy.
Cody
Like,
Ford didn't look good either. He had a cool.
does this opens it wide open for the guy the Bengals love year after year, Adeniji, to
Hakeem.
make the fucking Akeem the Dream Adeniji to make the roster. He's going to make it, boys.
He
isn't
is.
he? He's going to make it.
Did he dress? I don't even think.
I don't think he dressed. I
He
don't
didn't
think
have
he did.
Because
Yeah.
his spot is solidified.
spot
They were
is
like, watch
solidified.
this. We're going to put Carmen and Deontay Smith at the tackles.
No,
And no one's going to bitch about Akeem Adeniji anymore because
they're gonna. What's that gif where he goes? See, you see.
that's the
This
big
is what you
stuff.
wanted. This is what you asked for.
Exactly.
You asked for
so
trash.
Hashtag hookers. Chop, this is the time. If you want to get on, get on.
Yeah.
Ford was 60. So Ford was 60 and Kirkland 61.
Okay.
So the guy you thought was good, the big guy, was
No.
actually Ford. Dude.
Number 6. It was a big white guy.
I thought it was Ben Brown personally.
It was number 60 was a big old white dude. I don't think I can get them that mixed up. But
We need
I'll,
Chop to get in here so we can talk about hookers. Hashtag hookers.
And Adeniji.
Oh, Brown was 66. Okay, so yeah. And he's saying Kirkland was 60. I mean, God damn it, I'm confused.
give me that. Did you get one of those?
Was Pork Chop at the
papers or whatever
game?
with the numbers and all that?
I didn't.
Okay.
I mean,
You
I'm
didn't
sure
get a
it's
program?
on. I'm sure it's on the Bengals, and any of us could have looked it up in like 2
That's
minutes.
what I was just looking. I'll look it up right now.
But we haven't done it. 'cause
I was
that
trying to
would
look at
be
snap
too much
shares,
effort.
and I couldn't find them, so I just
He's
gave
looking
up.
at
but
Snapchat.
snap shares.
But yeah,
Like
we
you-
went through everything that I had written down, and now if the chat has anything, questions they want to ask or stuff maybe we didn't talk about to bring
Hey,
up.
that's the perfect time. Hop on. Oh, wrong one. There.
62 is Brown. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe Fry Baloney was
No.
just lying to us. He said 66.
62
and
is Ben
60.
Brown. I'm scrolling through them here.
This is the content.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the line whatsoever. But
I tried to at least like look.
They
and be
were
like,
atrocious.
Cody's in there.
Cody Ford is 61.
Cody Ford is 61.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't think anybody said that.
well, that's a guard number for sure. I thought he played some
Mhm.
tackle.
Yeah, he's supposed to. Remember, he's supposed to come
Jack
in as a
Kirkland.
right tackle.
Jackson Kirkland is 60.
He is 60. I thought he was 61.
He's
I
60.
thought-
Oh my God.
61 is
I'm so funny.
Cody Ford.
Chop said he had it wrong.
I don't know.
Man.
Either way,
If I'm the one having to correct people, you know we're
either
having-
way,
Off the rails.
either way, Kirkland is 6'7", 325, and
Yeah.
has done decent in practice. I would love the PFF grades as well.
Let's
If
see if
they
I can
do
look 'em
them,
up.
if they do them for
Might as well give him a shot. Other than the shit that we've dealt with the past 3 years.
I mean, I can't believe Chop's not even going to hop on here before I have to get off here and push mode. That's the next thing I have to do, Chop. I have to cut my grass. I know this is fucking shocking to you, Chop, because
Do you just mow every day of the week? Every second day?
it's usually like 5 or 6 days, but it feels like it's every other day.
I haven't mowed in 2 weeks, so I had to go mow the churchyard today. So
Oh, you're one of them. You're one of them kiss asses. I'll mow the churchyard.
You probably got a 0 turn or something though.
Oh yeah, I do.
Of course.
So it's like fun to drive.
Yeah.
I
You should be
wouldn't say
wanting
that.
to cut grass with a 0
Go
turn.
kart.
Yeah.
I'm not finding. Oh,
Marissa won a 0 turn a couple years ago, the roommate,
mm-hmm.
but
And
we
you
sold it.
And you sold it.
Fuck yeah.
Crazy
My yard's
kid.
not big enough. That's why
You're
I push
right.
mow it.
You're right.
I mean, I could have went and just started mowing other people's yards and made some money probably and got my money back. Just
Oh,
went through the neighborhood.
the PFF grades are in the premium now, so I can't look them up. I ain't paying for that shit.
So, okay, is there like I think I might have access to that. I'll try to look it up later.
Okay.
I had
If we're
access
talking
to a
about
lot
through
of
my
things.
account, I got rid of that.
Nope, it wasn't yours.
Yeah.
See, if you jerk enough guys off, Derek, you get access to, you get perks.
Multiple PFF accounts.
Yeah. Oh, Chop, pinch it off, motherfucker. Take
You've been
a shit.
shitting for 10 minutes at this point.
Chop was feeling good when I seen him in the parking lot yesterday.
I
Was he
seen some
drinking Four
pictures. He
Loko?
looked
Well,
like
he felt
was
good.
having-
He felt good, but he didn't feel good because he's getting fucking hot.
getting wasted. Oh,
Well, it
hot.
was it was miserably hot. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing you didn't miss, Derek.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
That heat sucked.
So when I was finishing my tattoo, well, we was about to finish, and he said, "Hey, if you want, I can finish this early, and we can go back and do it or finish it up another day, and you can go down to the game." I'm like, number one, I don't want to do a tattoo and then immediately go bake in the sun. So I was like, let's just get it finished. 4.5 hours later, and we got to watch the first quarter while he was still tattooing me.
Yeah, and your original reason for skipping the game was like, oh, my son has something. This motherfucker had his own tattoo. This motherfucker, he's just a fucking lies. He has lies upon lies. He can't keep up with this excuses.
So, originally, I thought the first game was the 16th, which is next Thursday. I don't know why I was thinking that. But in my mind, I had August 16th for some reason. And I was like, man, Declan goes back to school on Wednesday and then Thursday, and then I had to pull him out for Friday. And then after I sent the tickets off, I'm looking, I'm like, wait, that says the 11th. What the hell?
But you already had that part of your tattoo scheduled, or was it?
Yeah, I had the 11th scheduled.
So you still had something scheduled anyways.
I had my tattoo appointment was scheduled for 1:00, and I got out of there at 7:30.
Yeah, I don't know if I had the patience to get tattoos. Like, fuck. I always want
if you smoke,
like,
if you smoke and they smoke, they'll take plenty of smoke breaks.
Oh yeah,
I think you'd be fine.
We took plenty of breaks.
Most tattoo artists smoke.
Yeah, we took plenty of breaks. But yeah, hey, if you ever need a tattoo and you're in the Peebles area, go see Cemetery Tattoo. Go see my guy Brandon. He does hella work.
Man, you might as well just be talking directly to me. I'm the only motherfucker's going to be anywhere close to the Peebles area. Like,
yeah. Hey,
and I'm going to be like, hey, remember that tattoo you did for Derek? Do it for me. But I don't need all that fancier shit. Just like, just
give me the B.
Just do the base coat.
The base coat. Oh man, what can I get for $25?
Be like, I don't jerk
$25.
25 and a handy.
I think the minimum is more than that now.
How many tattoos do you have, David?
4 or 5, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Camel toe.
Yeah, David has a camel on his toe.
Nice.
His picture.
I have Mr. Red Legs, a cross, and then the whatever. I don't know. It's not barbed wire, but
yeah. Oh, you got the
tribal
barbed wire.
You haven't got
no, it's massive. It's huge and it's terrible. Now that I'm older, it's all like one big glob of ink. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, it's like this, right? It's like takes up this much of the arm.
It's like, yeah.
He's got the rock tribal tattoo. That goes.
Yeah,
I wish.
And I would always say,
yeah.
well, it was like a tribal tattoo
Samoan.
in general, though, right? And I would always be like,
Yeah.
what tribe you from? And then you get real pissed off. Like, fuck you.
I wanted a Samoan tattoo, and then I'm like, that's probably disrespectful, so I probably shouldn't get that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it covered up eventually, but I don't know. It'd be hard. Somebody's got to be really fucking good to cover it up.
You don't have more.
I'm going to get this one covered up.
Got more.
Yeah.
You haven't got any since you moved, basically.
Mm-mm. I haven't. Not one. Emily got 2.
These are the first.
That's how Derek always was. Fucking, he could
never
get tattoos because Sarah always fucking was the one going and getting.
Yeah, instead of me getting more tattoos, she got a sleeve.
Yeah.
These right here are the first 2 tattoos I've gotten since 2012.
And Sarah had probably what in the meantime?
Well, she's like, you're not getting another one until I catch up. So once she caught up, she's like, okay.
Yeah, but hers were already like
thank you,
sleeves. It was like half sleeves and shit already, weren't they?
She had the one on her back, and then.
Oh, I seen that one night.
There's like 2 or 3, like right here. Hey, at least somebody is.
Crip said he wants to see it.
Yeah.
I know he does.
I can't believe Chop's not going to get on here. Come on, Chop.
Crip wants to see just a sample of it.
Pork Chop wants to know if I'm trying to cover up my whiteness. And that's exactly what it was.
Yes, that's a good way to do it.
Yep. I'm just going head to toe. And then all of this, I'm going to get just a full darken, like just a shade lighter.
I thought you were going to don't do
Permanent
blackface,
blackface.
bro.
Not black.
Not do
No.
blackface,
Jeez.
bro. Blackface is racist.
No.
I still never
Not
got the
that.
full answer on Chop's mohawk, his Ocho Cinco mohawk. I was trying to find out if it was racist.
I thought it looked great, personally. But
Yeah. Derek's he's checking that watch because he's got to go watch his meteor shower.
no, I said I was looking. Jets Panthers just turned on. So
You're going to
Okay.
the farm
I
to your
wanna watch
meteor
the-
shower.
So I don't know if we're going to be able to do that now or not because of the storm that's supposed to be coming in.
I was about to say it. I feel like it's supposed to rain. Like my grass was still wet.
Mhm.
Did it rain this morning?
It did,
Dude.
yeah, it did a little bit.
It's raining
And
here
that-
all day.
I've been waiting because I went out earlier and I mowed, like I said, I mowed the churchyard. And then I got home and I'm like, I could mow my yard right now, but it's hot. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. I
Yeah.
might do it. Might do it, might not. Might let it go another week.
So now for next week for the game, what do you think the starters will play? Because I think this is the one that, if anything, the starters and maybe not Joe, minus Joe.
Okay, so I don't think any of the receivers will play if
That's kind of
Burrow-
how I
if
was
Burrow
this
don't
week.
play.
I was kind of like the receivers, Burrow, and Mixon would all set out, and I really
Yeah.
thought everyone else would potentially play a series, but it didn't happen.
I like to see Irv Smith play.
There are always penises hidden in tattoos.
See if you can find it.
Yep.
Find the penis and win a Bengals and Brews Koozie.
I like to see the first team offensive line and Irv Smith on offense.
I could see that potentially. Drew
I don't
Sample.
need to see Trey Hendrickson or Hubbard or Reader
Or
on
Orlando
defense
Brown, I guess,
either.
but I'd like to see it.
I would like the whole
I would
offensive
like-
line to get a series.
I want to see, and I guess we'll probably see Simeon, but I want to see the backup quarterback behind a competent offensive line and see
Yeah.
what that looks like.
For a series, 2 series, a quarter, like at most.
hmm
I mean, Green Bay, I knew they were going to play their freaking offensive starters.
And that was
because
another
they
thing
have to.
too. Yeah, seeing our backups going against their starting defensive line looked scary. How good they looked.
Yeah.
That I was like, yeah, this is going to get somebody hurt. Thankfully, that nobody got really injured last night because. that's
Well,
one thing that's important.
Yusuf Corker went off on a cart. I don't know how much that was talked about.
Yeah,
I didn't
did
see him
that.
even get hurt. And we saw him like headed toward locker room. Braden was like, "Oh, who's that?" And I was like, "Oh, Corker." And then he'd been getting some second team reps at safety. Just find it in general or on the tattoo.
I was
now?
going to say, it might be easier to find the one on my tattoo. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps that thing tucked away.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, we'll just let's give our offensive and defensive. I think it's probably unanimous for all of us.
Mhm.
DJ
Offensive,
Turner on
ready?
defense.
1, 2, 3. Yoshi Boss.
Yosebas.
Oh,
And
sorry.
then defense 1, 2, 3. Tyson
I was
Anderson.
going to say Turner, but I think, oh yeah, it is Tyson. I can't forget about Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Tyson. If I did a top 3, I'd say Tyson Anderson. I'm going to give
Burner.
DJ Turner his love, and then Dominic Davis I thought played really
Mm-hmm.
well.
And Tufele, you can't forget about him.
Tufele.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
put them as a slash.
That's why you just got to say one guy because once
Yeah.
you start going into the other ones, it's like there was a lot of splashes last
Yeah.
night, and that's what you want to see in a preseason. Don't worry about the score. Don't worry about. I mean, I guess you do worry about the bad plays, but focus on the splash plays, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Focus
I
on the good.
agree. Well, I think I'm going to get out and cut grass, unfortunately. I don't really want to. I'm not motivated to, but I won't do it tomorrow because I'm back to work Monday.
Yep. Yeah, you are.
Yeah. You know, tomorrow I'm probably just going to like sit around, maybe jerk off. That's it.
I gotta make some salsa. Maybe
put
some
on
tomato paste.
put on
Is that
my
code word
penis.
for something?
No, definitely not code word for anything.
All right. Well, boys, I thought that was a good little brew cap, as David said that he thought we said that. I'm not sure where it came from. Someone
Yeah.
said it.
Somebody
I
did.
guess it was me.
Might as well be us, right?
David's taking credit for it now. He's
Hey,
like, I thought you
that
guys
works
said
for
that
me.
the other day. I was like, maybe we did. Maybe Chop said it. I don't know.
I
Chop
love it.
says a lot of things. I
Doesn't
can't
remember
them
half
all.
of them.
Yeah. You don't remember him? Why should I remember him?
Oh man,
Nah.
hell of a show, boys.
It was good seeing everybody too. Like seeing a lot of people. I rushed through. Like I said, everybody meet up at the Ruler Jungle at halftime. I was probably there like a minute before. You know, there was like that. There's 22 seconds left. I'm like, I'm going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You knew nothing was gonna happen 22 damn seconds.
Yeah.
Got pictures, and
They
then
nailed
like
it
then I got all these pictures. Then as I'm like okay, tell everybody bye, I'm leaving. Then that's when like Tyler Minerding and Cap and
Mhm.
Jess and Anthony and I see like 5 or 6 people, and I'm like, I'm not staying around to get everybody situated
Yeah.
for more pictures. I'm like, we gotta go to get something to eat. Like the damn Applebee's, Derek. That's why I stopped
Yep.
there, because we left at halftime and still it said 1:00. It would be up until 1. So I'm like, okay, I'll stop there. No. They actually closed at 10.
What?
No clue. We were there past closing. You feel like a fucking dickhead when that happens. They mess up
When
the
you
order.
start seeing the chairs get put up.
Well, no, they had multiple people. Like, because
Oh,
we probably got there like 30 minutes before 10. Like, it honestly shouldn't have been too big of a deal, but still, I don't even like going that late because I worked in fast food, when I was in high school and stuff. It sucks.
not
And
me.
in
I couldn't get
general.
hired on for that shit.
But like, I was like, if I would have known, I wouldn't have stopped there. I would have tried to find something else that was open later. But regardless, and then the woman, she's just coming off bronchitis. She's like coughing while taking the order, which is not her fault. Like she was, whatever. But in general, then fucks up like half the order. So that's why we were there like past closing. But she's like, it's my, like, don't, take your time. But then they brought out like multiple different where it was closing. So I ended up taking home like 2 things that wasn't ours, just as leftovers.
Heck yeah.
They took off like over half the bill. I was like, Braden, because he is separate, my nephew, he got all his for free, completely for free. And I was just like, hey, fuck up my food more often. Fuck it up all the time.
Exactly.
Fuck up my food all the time. I'm going to get a discount and all this shit to take home.
When it was probably like the half price apps too. Was that?
No,
Did you do that?
It didn't. No, we got like those 2 for 25 things.
Sure.
And we were taking one for Aurora home. But yeah, like just all kinds.
Should have went to Steak and Shake.
That's the thing. By the time my actual food come out, I was like, I took like 3/4 of my. I just got a fucking cheese. How do you fuck up a cheeseburger with nothing on it but cheese?
Yeah.
And fries.
What'd they bring you instead?
Oh, it was like a fucking spicy lime something, chicken something, some shit. My fucking plain ass ain't gonna eat.
No, I would have rather had that.
But Marissa, that was like the second
cheeseburger.
Yeah, she got like a chicken and shrimp something, and then so her other thing she would have got would have been that. So she just has that as like an extra meal now.
So real quick before we get out of here, I want to do one really quick thing. It's just a hint to let everybody know what we have coming up this week. So Monday we have the boys, Pork Chop and Gregor, are going to be doing their recap of Friday night's game.
They may have Chad Brendel on with them too. He said we sent him a link. He's going to try to hop on. Does the Bearcat Journal and hosts other radio stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going to be on that one, but the open house is actually Tuesday instead of Monday like I thought it was. But I probably still won't be on Monday because I got to work and just starting back. I don't even know. Like I always have to rush home anyway, so maybe good.
And then Wednesday, what do you guys have planned for Wednesday?
I don't know.
Just whatever.
Yeah,
it's a brew day.
Greg might not be able to make that one, so I'll probably try to make sure I make it. So me and Chop can at least do that one on Wednesday.
And then Friday, I'm going to give a hint. I'm going to give everybody a hint. I'm not going to tell them who's coming on, but Friday at 3:30, this is what we got, and that's all I'm going to say. That is all I'm going to say about that.
No, we're not going to lie to people like that. We don't do this to our people. Yeah, it's part of Up and Adams, but it's not K. Like that's why I was showing everybody the picture. I'm like, it's K, and so I'm like, guess who we got?
Yeah.
And then Greg's like, holy shit, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not. It's the guy sitting beside K. It's like he's a producer on her show. Sometimes he come on air. Matt Hamilton's in there. We're still excited to have him on. He was at the practice as well.
You ruined the fucking surprise. I was really wanted to be surprised.
Yeah, you want. I wanted everyone to tune in. I wanted.
We'll get 600 viewers.
600 live viewers. To tune in thinking Kay Adams is on just to go, these motherfuckers.
Oh, man.
So that's next Friday at 3:30. And then I don't know about a weekend show. I mean, that's the thing, man. We get to the season. Sometimes maybe it's easier to do them on Saturday. I don't fucking know. We'll play. We play the week. That's why I put once a weekend. Typically, could be Friday, could be a Saturday, could be a Sunday.
Well,
but we will try to be consistent with Monday, Wednesday, Friday, still at 3:30.
It'd be one weekend night. You mean because you do one at 3:30 on Friday already?
Yeah.
Either Friday night or Saturday. Night. It could be at 3. It could be at 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
No, we might.
Well, this is because of fucking Media Shower Boy.
This is Media Shower Boy's fault that we're at 3 o'clock instead of later.
Yeah.
I was going to go at like 6. So 6 seems like a reasonable time. People would want to tune in or something on a Saturday. Media Shower Boy over here.
The next preseason game's next Friday, right? So you won't have one Friday night.
Yeah, that's true. So if it is Friday, there's a Monday
we'll have
night
a Brewcap Saturday probably next Saturday.
That's probably how we'll do it. If that's the way it works out, then if the game's Friday, then we'll have one Saturday.
Yeah, I think the Falcons 7:30.
Yeah, that'll be the plan for next week. And if you're trying to get sucked off, well, just hit him up. He's the Orange Arrow.
Oh, we got a super chat. We got hit up real quick before we get out of here. Dusty Croft saying, "Do you think young O-line is developing like you have all envisioned, or was chalking up all our backup O-line as tomato cans?"
I think, like Dustin and I have talked about on here before, that this is a big year for Frank Pollock and developing players with Volson, because the Adenijis, the Deontay Smiths, these guys, we haven't seen them develop. And it's been better to bring veterans in who, well, quite frankly, they already know what the hell they're doing when they get here. Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Orlando Brown. I mean, that's 3/5 of the O-line. Jonah, if anything, to me, under Pollock, his play has regressed, but we don't know if that's Pollock's fault.
Could be the injury. Could be, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. But if he goes to right tackle and he plays better, do we give Pollock credit, or is that just because that was always Jonah's natural position and Pollock should have seen that? I don't know. It's one of those things like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. I just want to see the line. But the one piece that we can judge and help judge for this, Dustin, I think, like you've mentioned before, is Volson. If Volson takes a step and he looks a lot better, then that's perfect. Yeah, and I don't understand that either, Chris. I thought Dalton Risner. He's been a very, very solid left guard for a long time. And I would love to have him but he's probably looking for a start. He might say, I'm not playing unless you pay me XXX.
That, or maybe he's telling teams, hey, I'm holding out until after training camp, after preseason.
Yeah, some players do once they get this far along too.
Yeah.
Because I think somebody definitely bring him in camp to compete, backup role. But to me, he's a starter. I personally think he's a starter. But I want to see what Volson can do, so I can understand us not bringing him in. Now, if he was willing to come in as a super backup for the interior O-line,
6 man,
come on down. Yeah, come on down.
Yeah,
couple million or less, whatever, 2-3 million. I'd love that. But so we'll see how Volson develops. I mean, Deontay Smith, we haven't seen it. So far, you would say Frank's not good at developing O-linemen just based on the track record.
Yeah.
But And Carmen, right? Carmen's the
I was
highest
gonna
pick
say,
he's had to
have we-
develop, but that's a second-round guy, which I didn't think he was a second-round talent or should have been a second-round pick, but that's where the Bengals and Frank Pollock thought he should have went.
Yeah.
So how the heck, like that, you get a second-round guy and you haven't developed that at all in 3 years, basically. That doesn't look good. That goes against you.
Is that on them, or is that on drafting a guy who doesn't have the right mentality? Yeah, that's another thing you gotta look at.
You got to be able to draft these guys too. Like that's part of the coaching spot. I mean, yeah. I know right now we're just talking about him as like a talent, elevator. Can he elevate the guys and coach them up and make them better on the field? But you got to also be able to scout and know this and that before you draft them.
Yeah.
They seem to know what they're doing when it comes to free agency. So I don't give a shit if they got to pick up 8 guys from free agency.
Well, most organizations usually have a scouting department for that.
Actually, I heard that
Not the coaches doing it themselves, like
right.
the Bengals.
Or it's the same draft guys are part of their.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you see our recruits or draft scouts or whatever, we've actually got a pretty competent scout team now, or draft team now.
Could afford to probably hire a couple more guys. I mean, hey, I am available. I'm not going to break the bank, but I can.
Yeah. Sign him, hey, $200,000
$100,000 a year. $100,000 a year.
Whatever your vet minimum is. Whatever you think.
Practice squad minimum is probably $100K now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man.
Help me help you.
Yeah. Just let me help you.
Yeah, but then you'd be on the road constantly during the season. You wouldn't be able to watch any games.
I'm an in-house.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Because I'm that fucking good.
He's the film guy.
Yeah. I'm the fluffer.
Give me the all 22.
They need me to do. I do what they need me to do around the office table. Just pay me. Just pay me. All right. And on that note, I'm going to go suck some dick and make some money.
Hey, real quick, we did get one angry face. I don't know what the hell that's about, but
could have been about my food getting messed up. We've been getting one like every episode. Those usually come from Facebook.
Maybe that's Hefe. It could be Hefe.
No, it's probably about the food. They're probably like, damn it, I hate when my food gets messed up.
Yeah, make sure you get the free refills back if they do hire you, though. Make sure that's a stipulation.
Yeah, you goddamn right, man. Fucking, they ain't hire me. I fucking free refill every fucking day. Goddamn it, Mike Brown.
You just go up there and get
contract.
Get pop out of the fucking machine every day.
Fuck that. I'll make Mike Brown buy me Millers every day.
There you go.
I'll go up and read the letters to him that people send him. But listen, Mike, you just kick back. I'll read the letters. Oh, you want me to help you write the letters? I'll be your letter writer.
Yep.
I'll be like, it'll be all this stuff, and I'll be like, Dear Frank, Mike Brown said, suck his fucking dick, bitch.
Go fuck yourself.
He's rich, bitch. You fucking peasant. He ain't got time for this bullshit. I write him back and send it to him. Mike, I need you to sign it. Don't read it. Just sign it. I got
you. Well, this has been a great episode, fellas.
Yeah, man.
We're back in mid-season form. Yeah,
that's the thing, man. Anytime you're late, I know it's early on a Saturday because once again, Meteor Boy. But anyways, you can always go on YouTube and check them out. You can also check them out on podcast form. And you can also support the show by going to bengalsandbrews.sellfy.store. Get your Blackout Trey shirt. Get your Bengals and Brews shirt. Get your Canadian guy shirt.
I saw them on there today. Those look solid. We got the Brew Crew. We got the Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
We got the Chuck Sizzle. We got plenty of koozies still available. Free mustache rides for our guy BR.
Yeah.
Hey, we're cooking with gas now.
Don't forget about chop titties.
Oh, don't forget Cincy Light, hopefully.
Well, no, we're going to wait. We got to get our stuff now. We promoted them the other day.
Mm-hmm.
We're not cheap whores. You can't just ask for the sizes and don't send us stuff.
We are not cheap.
Try your Cincy Light, but only if they fucking send us our fucking shirts and our beer.
No free shout-outs, Cincy Light.
Yeah.
Then fuck them and go back to Miller Lite.
Oh, my God.
But
it does help out the athletic department.
if they send us our stuff, then try delicious Cincy Light Lager.
I was going to say
If
our
not-
stuff will show up tomorrow. Oh man.
It'll show up tomorrow, and then they're
Yeah.
going to see this.
What
and
if
be like,
it's like on your front porch right now?
oh God, that would be perfect. Actually, I'm gonna have to come back on here and do a fucking show and do an ad read just to fucking make up
Before
for it,
posting
you know?
this one anywhere else, you'll have to cut that part off and then add
Oh,
that.
for sure.
in.
Well, that's why you clip what you want. I had to clip that one up the other day because we were saying some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So around it, I had to clip up like 4 different ways.
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean
just
your
an ad
Arnold
read.
impersonation? Your
Oh man,
fucking-
that show was off the rails.
We need Chop on just to do his impersonation of Greg doing Stallone. That was
That was Greg's
crazy. That was
Kermit,
hilarious.
But that was Greg's Kermit. But as Stallone, there's a lot going on there.
There was quite a bit.
Oh, I was trying to work.
It was a good
pretty
listen
much-
though. Then about hour and 45 minutes in, I'm like, all right, is this going to end anytime soon? And
It's like
No.
this
sure
one.
enough, it didn't.
It's like this one.
Did say we're going to end for
We've
25.
been going to
Yeah.
end this for 30 minutes, and we're still here.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep you from mowing your grass and jerking off all day tomorrow. Maybe you can mow your grass tomorrow.
No, I need to mow it today.
How long does it take you to mow?
About 40 minutes usually.
So how long would it take for Derek to bring his zero turn to your house and do it
An
for
hour
you?
and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
People's
Maybe
isn't an
good
hour and
enough.
40 minutes.
He don't live in Peebles.
Oh, okay.
No.
He lives closer to like Mount Orb area.
Oh,
I'm 15 minutes.
an
away
hour.
from
It's about an
them.
hour and a half then, probably.
But he lives in a gated community, David.
Oh, of course.
Really, you had to go get buzzed in when I went to his house for a birthday party.
Mhm.
See, I figured you lived like out.
But
in the sticks.
then well, listen. Then you get buzzed in, and it took 25 minutes basically to get to his house, and you go back. You start to feel like you're in West Virginia. You're just driving through all these like back roads.
Ding, 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 ding,
So
ding.
so somehow Derek lives in a gated community, but
Full of
also in the hills of West Virginia.
Beverly Hillbilly style.
West Virginia.
I don't know
Mountain
how
Mama.
that is true, but it is. I mean, there's very nice places, and you can tell it's like a lot of ritzy ass motherfuckers.
But could you
there's,
get
like,
through the woods
but
to
to
get to
get-
your house?
But you have to go. You turn like every 2 seconds down
Mhm.
different roads to get to where Derek is, because he's on the other end of this gated community where there's another gate, but
Yeah.
you
Why is there
can't
not
get
two
in that
gates?
one.
Yeah,
You can only
Okay,
get
there
out
is.
that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
can only
can.
get out that one.
I can get in that one.
Yeah, well, why didn't you make sure I got in that one so I didn't have to drive through the
So why didn't you come down there?
It was West Virginia somehow.
We'll figure it out.
we didn't.
Mount Orb
We will
Hillbillies.
Passed. All right.
Seaman Hillbillies. There we go.
Yeah, he was born.
I used to live in Seaman.
He was born in Seaman.
Yep.
He was
A lot of
born in Seaman. But he resides in Lake Winoka.
By way of Seaman.
Yeah. Fighting out of the orange corner.
Beverly
Mr.
Hillbillies.
Meteor Man.
That explains
Meteor
Lake Winoka
Man.
perfectly. Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. It was real. It was fun. It wasn't real fun, but it was real and fun. Hooday! We'll
Hooday.
catch you